even if Jewish, the people, the population there were still Yemeni, so they need to build. Yemeni are builders. But since they were not allowed to build in height, because Yemeni Jewish were kept, far away from the city center. They were at the edge of the city. They were not to build higher. They dig, they excavated and they dig below, so you can find houses with 2 stories below the ground, on the rock. Anyway, and there are some other elements which makes the Jewish quarter in 3 elements which makes the Jewish quarter in Bir al-Azhar very clear. The first thing is that all these are courtyard houses, exactly like the normal Arab, Muslim cities all over, the Middle East and the Maghreb, Southern Mediterranean are characterized by courtyard houses.
Closed. It's closed.
Yes, closed.
Yeah.
But Sana al-Karima, you have seen that Sana al-Karima is the opposite, it's completely outwarded. Well, in the Jewish quarter of Bir al-Azhar, you find the typical, very typical courtyard house with of any other Muslim Arab city. So the houses is built around an inner courtyard. Then the other element which is very characteristic, you see, you have courtyard like this. Very often one story of the courtyard is down the level, one level below the road level, is excavated, is dug inside. Another element which makes this Jewish quarter peculiar is that the souk is mixed commercial and residential. The people the merchants or the shopkeepers or the handicraft used to live upstairs, their shop, differently from Sana al-Karima. Anyway, the third element is that this city is completely empty because it was, most of them, they left Yemen in 49 after the creation of the State of Israel. And few houses are still inhabited because the owner have left the key to some friends, Yemeni friends, which are there and which pay the rent, very low rent. But this is an heritage which is going to disappear because it's falling apart. So the inventory of Sana'a and Bir al-Azhar was much focused on a simple zoning, not a building regulation, and therefore the kind of information which were required were more simple and less specific than in the case of Sana al-Karima. We can see also this kind of survey form. Here, in order to as I said, we did a sort of a pre-survey which was aimed at identifying, the building of any heritage interest. Here there are few simple definitions always for the surveyor, and also always for the surveyor this is given a very simple definition of the building condition. I always try to make a survey sheet which required the minimum of subjective evaluation, but which is based on the assessment of the existing elements. Then the evaluation is made after, according to the presence of different elements. But in any case, there are some items, some issues, some aspects which requires an evaluation. So, no matter if the definition is correct, what is important is that there is a convention which is shared amongst all the surveyors about what is good, what is bad. what is high, what is low. And this requires some written definition, but this mostly requires at least 1 week or 2 weeks of working together. This is absolutely essential. No written statement can replace, the sense of the place or the sense of what is good or what is bad that can be achieved through a common experience on the ground. This is, my experience. The experience I had when I was a student, the experience I had when I started to do this kind of thing with my students, and the experience I have now as a consultant, in many different parts of the world. It's not a matter of course it's a matter of technical background, it's a matter of experience and so on, but it's largely a matter of feeling, of sharing a common feeling, sharing a common sense of the places, the things, and so on. Anyway, even in the case of Alcar, then, the information we collected have been used to suggest, to propose, the categories of interventions. These are evaluation of the building condition, the heritage interest. These are 2 examples which are referred to this definition here. We made, I don't remember, you can find in the book 8 or 9 thematic maps, which are intended to be part of the official documents of the plan. Because in the regulations, there is made reference also to the evaluation of the buildings we have given in the survey. So that's why the thematic maps that you can elaborate with the GIS are not only for documentation, are not only for show as I do now, but they're also documents that can be used, in the implementation of a plan or strategy or whatever. These are the definition of the type of intervention, or the suggested or admitted type of intervention. These definitions are very synthetic and they simply are very few, because we didn't want to have a too complex urban tool. Okay, we can stop here.